We are live. Let's go.
Yes, sir. All right. Let me get to this. Oh, we're officially live.
Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, welcome, welcome. It's been a while.
It has
Man,
been a while.
oh, we missed you guys so much. So deeply much.
It's a new day, Alex. It's a
It's
new
a
day.
it's a new day. It's Sunday.
Today is Sunday, August 11th, one day after my 22nd birthday. Had a
Man,
great week.
hey, everybody, let's go. Happy birthdays to Dom. It was
Yes, sir.
Dom's old.
Yes, sir.
Dom is old.
I'm Unk status now.
Yep, hung status hit.
Yep. Um yeah, it's been a real interesting week, I would say, since the last time we spoke to all you fine viewers at home. We have had plenty to talk about in just about all three sports. Not so much Cavaliers, but plenty of baseball talk. Getting into that time of year where the Browns are like, I mean, they're right around the corner. Preseason is already underway. We already have one game under our belts. So we'll get into that a little bit later, of course. Talk a lot of guards ball today because there's just a lot to cover.
Good, bad, ugly, amazing. I mean, all around. There's a lot of guards to talk about. There's a lot of Cleveland to talk about, and we're excited. I mean, I'm excited. Dom's excited. We are indeed very excited to be here with you guys today. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't even know. Do you want to just get into the obvious? I
Well,
mean,
I do. I think before we jump right into the obvious, it would be best to ask you how you are doing, Alex. And in your absence, of course, everyone was thinking about you and hoping
yes.
that you would heal up in time for our Sunday show. And just like that, you rose on a Sunday. And
Oh, I mean, I couldn't miss two shows. I can't miss you beautiful people that long. You know what I'm saying? I can't miss this great conversation. We had so much to talk about. I mean,
did.
to be fair, the other show would have just been depressing and a lot of anger at the Cleveland Guardians.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, we got to at least see some positive before we decide to officially destroy them before we start
Before
getting
we
real angry at them.
absolutely unload on them.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm really trying. Like they're lucky I'm still kind of sick. I don't got the energy like that to really bash them. But I have some words. I have a choice of words for the
Choice of words. Oh.
yeah for sure for this team.
All right. Well, I'd love to hear. I'd love to hear your opinions as we get into the Guardians news. I do want to say, however,
How are you, Dom?
I'm great. I'm actually doing really, really good.
Yeah, I mean it was just your birthday. Everybody in
Birthday.
chat better be spamming happy birthday by the way right now.
Yep, yep.
But
It
yeah,
was a great birthday. Probably one of the best birthdays I've had, to be
good,
honest.
good,
Um, had a great last week. Did a lot of golfing in your absence. Would have
good.
loved to hop on the stream and talk to some people, but I can't do it without my co-host. I really can't.
Yeah, I know. It's a cruel world. I would have just turned. You could have told me. I would have just turned on the PC, gotten a call, and turned off. So you could have just talked. You could have just chatted yourself. I would
Dude.
have
All
just
right.
sat in bed.
Next
But
time that this happens, that's the move.
we're praying on no more sicknesses, guys. So we should be all
No more
right.
sickness. No more. No more.
Dalton
So,
said happy birthday.
oh
So
wow. Thank you.
there you
Appreciate it.
go. You got happy birthdays coming in chat.
Thank you.
But
Thank you.
how's everybody doing in chat? I mean, we had a great weekend of sports. I mean, news wise, I mean honestly, Cleveland was in a little bit of some interesting period
You're in
because
some hot water.
yeah, the Browns were in some interesting news. The Guardians were not performing until the last 2 days, which is good to see because prior to this, to be fair, we've been spoiled. There was going to be a time where they lost 4 games in a row. It was going to happen, you know. And honestly, I hope no one from social media that I was talking shit to is on here because Yeah, I apologize. The Daily Dose is definitely in the comment section spamming.
You're a shit talker.
Yo, you should see the comment section. Did you read the
Oh, I
comment
did.
section?
No,
Did
yeah,
you read
trust
the
me, I did.
comment section? But listen. All right, we'll get into this right now because this is some bullshit. The people saying that the Browns would not have a top 3 receiving core if they had Brandon Ayuk is the most disgusting thing I've ever heard in my life. You're telling me Amari Cooper, Jerry Jeudy, and Brandon Ayuk is not top 3? I don't even
It's
know
top
that.
2.
I don't even think that teams have 3 wide receivers worth being in contention.
Right.
That's why I didn't get it. I was like, I don't get how it's like the Browns are so easily discredited just because they're the Browns. Like, people don't even want to put them in their top 5s. And
Nope.
it's like this team is stacked from
Head to toe.
yeah. I mean, like everything about this team is screaming like they're top. They can be top 5 in the league, and the fact that no one like can actually respect that, not even just respect it, but like acknowledge it, is crazy. So I got a little mad. I got a little Cleveland bias going.
That is, that's a fair point, and I don't even consider that Cleveland bias because I mean, you're spitting facts. I mean, you're telling the truth, and the fact that people really can discredit the Browns like that just because they're the Browns it's asinine. It's kind of stupid, and the fact that the back-to-back Super Bowl champions don't even have a top 10 receiver, maybe not even 15.
Yeah.
I mean, when they had Tyreek, that's a different story. But I mean, they got Marquez Valdez-Scantling, Kadarius Toney, Rashee Rice if he's gonna play and he's not in trouble. Like, the Super Bowl champions don't even have a number 2 like star-studded receiver or anything like that. And the Browns would have had two all pros and one promising star on their roster. All 3. I mean, you just can't. You can't make that shit up. You really can't. So the fact that the Guardians. See, we usually always get into guards first, so I'm just stuck in that mindset. Yeah, it is pretty stupid. I guess you know where I was going with that. The Guardians of NFL social media need to shut up and take a seat and wait for the Browns to blossom and turn into one of the top teams in the league this year.
Yeah, I mean, it's just they're going to. They showed what they could do with scraps and parts from the junkyard last year. And I mean, now it's time. I mean, it's time. It's time for the Browns to actually like show some promise and show some fight and some dignity. And I mean, I think this is the year that they make some noise in the AFC, and they have a lot of fun doing it, and I'm excited.
Me too, Alex. And I am really, really excited to kind of just see where they've made a couple interesting choices with how they wanted to start the preseason. Obviously, not giving Deshaun any reps to start off right away is interesting, especially knowing that you're playing the Cowboys week 1 at home.
He'll play.
Really big game. No, I know he'll play, but like, and I know it's only been one preseason game, but you would expect to see your quarterback play at least a drive. Even if it's the first game, you would expect him to see at least a drive. So he'll play in the next game, I assume, at least one drive, but
they're taking it very, very cautiously with their players.
Which they should be.
They should be because they have terrible injury fucking history, so we should definitely refrain from being retarded.
Oof.
What?
That's a rough one right there.
They should. They really should. But they should don't be stupid. I mean, it's obvious. It's a clear-cut choice. Don't be stupid and don't
pretty much. Yeah.
Don't get your players hurt. But yeah, back to the Guardians.
So let's talk Guardians here because I'm all thrown through a loop starting with Browns. We've got a lot of Browns to talk. We were passionate about one topic regarding the Browns either last Sunday's show or even the Wednesday before that. And now we have some concrete news, and we'll get into that later in the show.
Yeah, yes, we will. But the Guardians, the Schmardians, they still lead the division. They're still, what is it, 3.5 games up now?
They are 3.5 games over the Minnesota Twins. The Royals have fallen into third place.
I know. The Royals fall into third place. The Twins, after whooping us the first 2 games of the series, and our offense looking like it was Jose Ramirez, Josh Naylor, Will Brennan somehow, and
speaking of Josh Naylor,
yeah, that's a go talk. Josh Naylor's back.
This is new, brand spanking new.
And Josh Naylor's back, and he's hot, and so that's always good when
he's a slugger.
Yeah, and Jose's feeling himself right now.
Yep. Absolutely. And
that's about it.
Well, no, it's true, but you mentioned to start, obviously, their struggles the last 7 games, but most notably against the Twins on Friday in 2 doubleheaders. Friday just wasn't a good day for us. We were able to put up some runs, but the Twins just kind of held that game over us like the whole time. Like they really didn't give up any momentum or really any of that I guess drive to win. I mean, they knew that they wanted to go in there and win, and they didn't really give up that command. And we kind of saw that in the Diamondback series as well. Had a close game, the first game of the series, in which we lost in extra innings. And then the 2 games following that, we ended up losing 7-3 and 5-3. So, if you're only able to put up 3 runs on the board, I know the Diamondbacks are a really good NL team, and they've been hot lately, too. They started the season off a little slow.
They've been hot.
They've been really hot. They're looking like they're, I guess you could say, 2022, 2023 selves again. And with that, those kind of series, you hate to drop all 3 of them. You'd like to at least get 1 win out of that. But, it's the Diamondbacks. They're a tough team. That's the kind of competition you're going to play. And I'd rather get those kind of losses out of the way now than nearing the end of the season, depending on, how the standings are looking, where we're at in the division. Hopefully we're still number 1. But, it's just kind of that time of year now. So this is when we really got to turn it up. I know a lot of fans were kind of losing hope. And I don't want to say it's kind of an overreaction, but a lot of people were really overreacting online. And I get it.
I mean, yeah.
Good, especially for where you've been all season, but it's bound to happen eventually. And I would much rather get it out of the way now than in about a month and a half as the season's closing, because you do not want that happening as you're going into the postseason. You're going to lose all your momentum. Everything you just played for the last 162 games is going to slowly fade. And you want to get these out of the way. So they picked up the last 2 wins against the Twins, and tomorrow they come home to play the Cubs. Now, in that 7-game losing streak, Alex, what was the key to the Guardians' failures? What would you say attributed to why they played so poorly?
Honestly, if you want my personal opinion, it wasn't even the starting pitching.
No?
You had multiple. Logan Allen had a game in which he got hit in the head and still proceeded to pitch and gave up 2 runs, and they were the first 2 batters of the fucking game, I'm pretty sure.
I think so.
I'm literally pretty sure he gave up 2 solo home runs and then got hit in the head and then proceeded to ball out.
Yep.
So I don't. It was really your relief pitching, and it wasn't your. It's not. I'm not saying that it was the whole bullpen, because it wasn't really even your top guys. It was really just their poor fucking substitution skills on the fact that they were in close games putting Avila in. Which is basically just them saying, here, we're giving up 2 runs.
Yeah, here.
Here, have 3 runs real quick. So it's like, I don't know. You sit here and they had some interesting play calls. There was some bad pitching all around. Not all the starts were good. But you got some quality starts and you lost the game, and it wasn't the starting pitching's fault. It was
Right.
simply Avila coming in. You have these other. There's just like Barlow, who's always teeter totter, was giving up runs. Stanlin, who's always teeter totter, was giving up runs. So when you're not putting in your best pitchers at the most important times, that it comes back to bite you sometimes, and it came back to bite us. Like
Yep.
those are positions that Heron should be in. Those are positions that uh, Gaddis should be in. Cade Smith should be in.
Oh
Like
yeah,
I mean,
especially Nate Smith.
Clase barely threw because he was never in any position to throw. I mean,
Right.
it was just like you never had your best bullpen players in, and you saw it. I mean, it happened. There was just a couple. There, I can at least attest two of the games. I think it was one in the Arizona series, and it was definitely both doubleheader games in the Twin series that
Yeah.
they just had bad pitching decisions that ultimately led to losses
Mhm.
because the games were close, and in one of them, Josh Naylor hit a home run that we would have won us the game had we just pitched a normal game for the rest of the game, but we decided to give up four more runs and we lose the game. And so it's like, yeah, those close games with the Guardians scoring 3 runs that we can win, we were losing by just poor pitching, poor
Right.
bullpen decisions. So that's what I will attest this loss streak to is just poor pitching all around, but more specifically poor bullpen.
Well, and it's interesting because obviously we know all season we've seen how well the Guardians bullpen has played. I mean, they're top ranked in baseball through however many games we're in already, over 100 at this point. Um,
Yep.
but yeah, you usually don't see the bullpen taking the heat on some of these losses, and I think this 7 game losing streak really kind of showed that maybe they're not invincible, but they're definitely serviceable nonetheless, and they'll get us through those games that we need them to. But this is just something that was bound to happen. It happens with most teams that aren't, the abnormal teams that you don't expect those kind of things from. It happens every once in a while, and then it kind of throws you off, and you're like, "Wow, are these guys frauds?" It's not that they're frauds. It's just this kind of
It's
stuff happens,
really it's baseball.
especially when you play
It's
a certain.
yeah, it's baseball. And when you're a reliever and you come out there and especially against a team in your division, they see you, they know you. If there's anybody that knows you, and that kind of takes away your element as a relief pitcher, which is you don't really get seen that much, so you only face a certain amount of guys all the time. So it's like
Right.
you could kind of get plugged into places where yeah, you might have played that team before, but like you still haven't faced half the lineup, so and yeah, I mean, it the and even today it attested to the game got close because Nick Sandlin gave up runs in the bullpen. That's like we should have won that game 5-1. That game should have never even been close. A Class A did what he did, and I don't even want to talk about that because I watched this dude almost just single handedly sell the bag today, but it's fine. It's fine. It's cool. It's when MLB starts gassing up our team. I'm telling you, it's the MLB curse. Our team starts getting
Telling you, man.
gassed. Our team starts getting gassed. We start falling until they don't talk about us again for 2 more months, and then we can go back to being good. So I think we're going back to being good. Bybee looked great again. Gavin Williams looked like a stud.
Oh, he was flame throwing
If he
today.
could throw like that, we're fine. If he's
Yep.
throwing like that, we're good. We're
Yep.
good. We're good for sure. But yeah, I mean, that's all we can hope for. That's really all
It
we can
is.
hope for is that they
It
bounce
really
back.
is.
You
Yep.
you you tie the series that you needed to. Winning 2 against Detroit was huge. Or
Huge.
Minnesota.
Huge. Division rivals. Gotta beat them.
Yeah, massive.
Gotta split the
Massive.
series at least.
Yeah. In a 4 game, like you have to split the series, especially when you lose the first 2. You have to split the series. You cannot lose the momentum. But yeah, I mean now you got Chicago. You go back home. You face Chicago, and it should be an interesting series. The Cubs are an interesting team this year. I don't really This is one of those like it's like the Cavs and the Warriors. Every time they play now, there's just a little bit of that. I remember. I remember. So every time the Cubs play the Guardians, there's always a little bit of that. I remember.
Especially at home too.
It'll be interesting because I don't even think they have anybody that was on that team anymore. I don't even think they have one fucking I mean, to be fair,
Dansby Swanson, was he even on that team?
No, hell no.
Yeah.
Dansby Swanson just came from Atlanta.
That's right. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I don't think anybody's.
No, they just lost Chris Bryant. Chris Bryant was probably the last one.
And no pitching, obviously. I know there's no pitchers left.
Oh, no, hell no. John Lester's bitch ass couldn't even do a lefty pickoff move. He had the yips.
He did have the yips.
But he was a dog. But he was a dog. He was a dog. Like, that dude was like, I might have the yips, but I'm just never going to get anybody on first base. That was his theory.
Yeah, but we had Kluber, though.
No, Kluber that year was like on top of his life.
I have dreams about Kluber 2016 season.
So I'm looking, and the Cubs are just below 500. 9 games back from the top of their division. Basically, yeah, I mean, they're only 3 games back in the wild card, though. So they're in with that whole little mix of teams.
Mix of teams.
Yeah, yeah. You want to hear the mix of teams? The NL's got a little list of battles going on. There's a lot of teams that have like a 2-game difference. It's literally Atlanta 61 wins, 61 and 56. New York Mets 61 and 56. St. Louis 60 and 58. San Francisco 61 and 59. Chicago 59 and 60. Cincinnati 57 and 61. Like, all these teams are just in this like little concave battle. 57, there's 56, 50. Yeah, I mean, these teams are still kind of fighting.
Yeah, 6 through pretty much like, honestly, like the Reds, because I mean, like, even honestly, even down to almost like 13.
But it's all for one spot,
right?
It's because the other 2 teams are 5 games up right now, or 4 games up right now. So, I mean, it's really they're all just battling for one spot, unless one of them can go on a run that kind of gets the race a little mixy. Because, yeah, I mean, to be honest with you.
To be honest, what?
I don't know, man. That's a
How
race.
about the Rangers? How about the Rangers though? Went to the World Series last year, and they're pretty much at the bottom now. I mean, they're 55 and 63. There's no way they're making the playoffs.
They had no pitching. No, they're not. They can't make the playoff. I mean, they're only 10 games back, theoretically.
I don't see them making the playoffs.
Theoretically, they're still in it, but I mean, yeah, it would take a miracle for sure.
Well, besides that, with the performance of the Guardians, I do want to mention, I know we talked, obviously, the Jose show and the Naylor show and this and that. Who else has really stood out to you? Because there's
David
one player, Fry for sure.
David Fry is back.
There's one player for sure that I've been thinking about, and ever since we kind of harped on him, I wouldn't say he's been really like good, but he's definitely been picking his game up a little bit.
Are you talking about Brian Rocchio? Because he did hit that home run, and he did have a single in this game, a little RBI. So,
and you know who else has been sucking? Lane Thomas.
Lane Thomas is to his like credit, I guess, we have not faced one lefty. He has not faced a lefty pitcher in like 5 games. The dude is starved. The dude is deprived of his only asset.
He is starved.
This poor guy. Like, get this guy a lefty pitcher, please, because this dude is struggling, and it's not good. It's not
No.
good at all because we need him desperately, and it's showing that we need him because we've had very little offense since he started struggling. And so, yeah, I mean, you haven't seen Big Christmas that much, which is a little upsetting. You kind of missed that firecrack. Bo Naylor's been hitting the ball pretty decently recently. In other news,
he really has.
He has. He's been hitting some. He's been connecting more, hitting those home runs that like instead of hitting that foul ball that he shakes his head because he knows it should be in the seats, he's hitting them in the seats now. So if he can be a mistake getter, where if you give him a mistake, he'll make you pay. Like that's all you need from your catcher. Like you need a guy at the bottom of the lineup that can just go yard, give you some offense. Because I mean, the bottom of the lineup's good at getting on base. They can't string together enough good at bats to get runners in. And when you have a guy that can just go yard and get two in, then you're like, all right, cool. Like that helps.
Yep. Definitely does. Definitely helps. But besides that, that kind of summarizes most of the last 7-ish, 8 games of the Guardians past week here.
Alex
and
Cobb started a game.
Cobb, yep. We got to see a little Cobb action. Obviously, you can't have your expectations set too high for him, obviously coming off of a pretty injury-ridden year, but it's promising to see that he's making his debut and he's ready to kind of contribute, and hopefully by next month he'll be able to earn his spot in the rotation and continue to contribute.
Yeah,
that's all I really can say about Cobb.
Yeah, I'm hoping well. I'm hoping well for Cobb. That's for sure. I hope that he can find his step in the lineup. We haven't seen Boyd yet. That'll come, I assume. I don't think they even announced the pitching matchups for Chicago. They didn't last time I looked. Okay, well they did now. So it's Lively. So yeah, you assume you're gonna see him on Tuesday because they have a to be determined on Tuesday. So you assume you see a Matthew Boyd start on Tuesday. I think that's now with a I don't think anybody's injured. I mean, Logan Allen went back down to AAA again, but
which is fair. He needs that.
Which is fair, but like that sucks. But
it does.
Yeah, I think that just means Matthew Boyd's gonna come and pitch. I think they just wanted to see where Logan Allen was at, and honestly, it was better than I expected it to be. Sticks did have a good outing last time. His last outing, he had 11 strikeouts, no walks. Just want to add that. Sticks did have an 11 strikeout, no walk in his last appearance.
Who?
Sticks. He had 11 strikeouts, no walks in his last. Yeah.
Against who? The St. Louis Squirrels?
It doesn't fucking matter. He's not. At least he lost his. At least he's not walking 8 batters.
I agree.
So,
the St. Louis Squirrels.
Oh yeah, for sure. We're getting Matthew Boyd started on Tuesday because Wednesday's Alex Cobb.
Ooh. Now we're turning up the heat.
Yeah, we don't get any. We do get a manga the first. We do. We get him. We get him game 1. We get him tomorrow against Lively, so that should be
not Hendricks. I thought it was Hendricks.
No, we get a manga game 1 against Lively. Game 2 is Assad versus To Be Determined, and Wednesday will be Talion versus Cobb. Talion.
So we got 2 of our Giants rejects playing Tuesday and Wednesday, huh?
Well, Matthew Boyd's a Detroit reject.
Oh, that's right. Who was the guy that we got from?
That's that other dude that we already. I'm pretty sure we already dropped him.
And see, they didn't say anything about that. I could have swore it was Boyd.
And then
All right.
they have the off day. They have your typical schedule. Off day Thursday. Then they go. Ooh, they play the Midwest fellows again, don't they? They play the Midwestern fellers.
Yep.
The Brewers.
4-game series.
The,
Oh, 3-game. 3-game.
I was gonna say.
I thought you were talking about the Royals.
No, I'm talking about the motherfucking
The Brew Crew.
Brew Crew. Listen. I got the Brewers are fine. I ain't got nothing wrong with the Brewers for real.
Well,
We should beat them, but like
that's good because we should definitely beat them.
this is we're at the point in the schedule right now. I mean, besides the Brewers, because they technically are leading their division and have the same amount of wins as us. I'm pretty sure. Actually, no, they have 67. We have 69. Sorry, chat. Lying straight to the faces of the
Speaking
public.
of chat, is anybody saying anything in chat?
Happy birthday to Dom. I hope he sucks cock.
Ooh, what?
What? I don't know. Just chatting, bro.
Dang, Chad, I didn't know I made you guys mad like that. Sorry, guys. I didn't know I was that late. Come on. Come on. Oh,
yeah,
dude.
nah, but we're at the point in this, we should have some 2 series where hopefully we can get back on track. Get a win, chain together a couple wins. You got 2 in a row now. You go into a series 2 in a row. You're facing the strongest of their pitching at one. Yeah, I mean you get 1, 2, 3.
Heart of the pitching.
Yeah, and I mean Lively right now they're getting your 2. Boyd is whatever. Cobb is hopefully gonna shape into be something, but
Right.
yeah, you know you get your 2 wins with your 2 stars. So now you got to see Lively's been good for a W. So hopefully they can get Lively a win. Because they failed him last time by not getting him a win, and he gave up like 2 fucking runs. And
I do want to say though, kind of off from your Lively talk here, but with the way that we have been looking and where we're at right now, beginning of August, we've got 1 month and like 20 odd days, however many, I don't know, left of the season before we get into playoffs. Now, if you had to take a guess, first question, are we going to end number 1 in the American League?
if I'm looking at it right now with how the schedule goes down, I would assume yes. And I'm going to say that because we have the head-to-head against the Orioles. We may or may not have it or not have it against New York. We'd have to. I mean, if we sweep New York, we have it. If we win 2 of 3, we tie it, and I don't know who would have it. And if we lose the series, we lose that's whatever. But yeah, I mean, those are it's really just those 2 teams. That's the only way we don't get it. I mean, to be fair, because it's either those 2 teams or we don't get it because it's the Twins. So, or the Royals. So, I mean, yes, if we finish at the top of the division, I think the top of the Central is going to be the best team in baseball. Personal. And that's because the Orioles and the Yankees still have to play each other again. They still have they have to come and play us. We play the Yankees again. We already beat the Orioles. I mean, right now you're a game behind them. They're at 70 wins, you're at 69. So you're 1 game back. You just went on a bad stretch, and if that's your bad stretch, like if you just got that out of the way, Like you just had this shitty stretch. Like it's done. Like we're good now. We're okay. Then like yeah, I mean if you go the rest of the season and you go back on another streak of not losing 4 games in a row and going on 2 winning streaks of 6+, which they do all the time,
Right,
then yeah. I mean even if they could go in, sweep the Cubs and they're on a 5 game. And then you go into Milwaukee and it's whatever, it's rose ups because Milwaukee's a solid baseball team. But you already played Milwaukee, and I'm pretty sure you won the series. So
I miss early season guards ball, man.
yeah, it's definitely it gets to a point where it definitely becomes exhausting. Not even just like as a watch, like
As a fan,
but like as a player.
definitely.
Like as a player, that just gets exhausting.
So let me ask you this, very kind of off topic, but somewhat on topic. What are your thoughts on a shortened season? Not like insanely shortened, but like probably 30-ish, maybe more games taken off. That's the problem because I know they want you to play.
Hi, Logan.
They want you to play every team. What's up, Logan? At least once throughout the season, which makes sense. But I don't know if you have to have them. I don't know. That might be kind of because
because they already shortened the division. They already.
Well, no, I know. Well, no, I know that. But like you said, I mean, it gets exhausting by this point in the year. Not cutting the season back, but just lessening the amount of games that they're playing in between each series.
Yeah, I think
Make them like 2-game, 3-game series instead of 3-game, 4-game.
Yeah, you could definitely short. It's Logan says hi.
What's up, Logan?
We love Logan. Logan is the #1 supporter of the show. I swear to you guys.
He's probably doing absolutely nothing right now, so we're glad that he's here.
Yeah,
using his time for something good.
We're absolutely glad he's here to chat. Logan's the guy. So, but yeah, I mean, they definitely could. They could, and it could be beneficial. Maybe extend the All-Star break a little bit.
Extend the All-Star break.
Maybe give them like a couple days randomly where there's just no baseball.
Right.
Like,
yeah. Right.
I don't know. I mean, there's definitely ways you could do it. And I think that it would help also because I love October baseball and stuff.
Right.
But it just literally causes so much mayhem because rain and terrible weather. It's fucking cold outside.
Oh, that's the best for baseball when it's getting cold. Oh my god.
Yeah, I get it because it makes all the home runs that much sweeter. It makes all the hits that much sweeter. But like, if you think about like, if they played it in late September, say the World Series was the first week in August, or all of October is the World Series.
Oh, I thought you meant World Series in August, bro.
No,
I was like,
no. And
what's he saying?
He said my favorite show need me on for an episode. Absolutely, Logan.
Yeah, dude, that'd be fun.
Logan, you should have said that earlier, brother. I mean, we will get you front and center on this episode. Obviously, we're gonna get an episode with Logan. It's gonna happen.
100%. Logan, it should. Why not?
Yeah, Logan, we're gonna make it happen, buddy.
He's got ball knowledge. He knows what he's talking about.
Absolutely. This dude's we'll talk about KD. All Kevin Durant talk for
KD,
Logan.
oh, he'd like that.
All Kevin Durant talk.
The Daily Dose presented by
the Daily Dose presented by KD.
Whatever.
No, but
anyways, back to the topic. So yeah, shortened season. Maybe you're kind of on the fence about that one.
He said might get y'all canceled though. Nah, there's no getting fucking canceled here, Logan. We're all pissed off at anybody and everyone.
You should have heard Alex earlier. He's dropping some pretty crazy words.
Oh, we love words.
Yep.
But but Yeah, dude. I mean, I'm low key fucking sick and tired and sick. I know, but as I was saying, the World Series should be October. The first week of October, the World Series should start October 1st, and that should be like the known date. Like October 1st is always going to be the start of the World Series and whatever. And I think that just because I think it brings a little more electricity when there's just it's still a little warm outside. It's like that
September.
it's like that weird like the ball travels a little more because it's like kind of warm,
It's
kind of
crisp.
cold. It's
The air's nice
crisp,
and crisp. Yeah.
right? And then the ball travels. The Slim Reaper, yeah, yeah. He was cooking it up in the Olympics. So was
Crazy.
LeBron. By the way, Bron MVP of the Olympics. Well, the NBA.
Should have been Curry.
Should have been Curry for that game for sure. And may I just say, as Cleveland fans, I think a lot of us coped cheering for Stephen Curry on the USA
I
team.
acknowledge Steph Curry. I acknowledge.
I'm not gonna lie to you. There was the first of those 4 threes that he hit. I found myself like no, and then I was like, wait a fucking minute. I can cheer for Steph Curry right now. Like I'm allowed, like as a yeah, I was like as a Team USA fan, I was like I am allowed to cheer for this man right now, and so that's what I did.
Hey, baby.
That is exactly what I did, and let me tell you, I enjoyed every fucking second of watching Steph Curry absolutely ball on a bunch of Frenchmen. I mean,
Me too.
especially because the crowd was so into it, and they thought France was gonna win, so they won.
Right.
Everybody was cheering for it.
Yep.
And just the fact that I got to watch Stephen Curry shoot, like actually just lose his mind unconsciously for the Holy Lands. I mean, he took USA to the promised land.
For them to come up this year and play in the Olympics and do what they did, I give every single one, even Derek White, I give them a round of applause.
No, I do because they took the pressure and they did not fold. They just balled out.
They cemented the U.S. as a top dominant basketball country,
And they showed that it's the next generation is promising.
oh yeah,
Tatum and Ant especially. Ant is a dog.
Anthony Edwards.
Anthony Edwards is just like he's exactly what you would want in an athlete. Like he's humble, but
Yep.
he's cocky.
Yep. He's a character.
Yeah, he goes out of his. He's very out there, and he's
Yeah.
awesome. He's a great personality. He's a funny
Right.
person to listen to. He's just relatable. It's funny, like the
And
things
he's
he
like
says.
he's one of the best young basketball players in the
Right,
whole league.
he's balling up on and winning gold, but then
Winning-
he's putting the medal on and he's laughing at and talking to people about how heavy it is, and he's just like he's a clown, but you love it, and it was great. I mean, for it definitely being LeBron's last Olympic, and
Sucks.
yeah. And
man.
Katie's last Olympics, and Stephen Curry maybe his only Olympics.
Hey man, we're gonna have flag football in the next one, so
We're gonna have baseball in the next one.
and baseball. Hey, did you watch the breakdancing Olympics? Give me a break.
No pun intended.
Oh, I didn't even catch that. Go on, Alex. Go on.
You're welcome, brother. You're welcome.
Anyways.
You know I come with that.
Anyways, so honestly, I think it's a good time to switch off of guards ball. We've been kind of just rambling on, and obviously,
Go guards. Go
Go
guards. It's gonna be they're gonna be fine. Everybody relax.
we've just been dissecting the rest of the season and what we kind of feel would be appropriate for the Guardians, and it's an exciting time, and we'll see how they play tomorrow against the Cubs, game 1 of the series. Now, Alex, I would like to renew our conversation from a few weeks ago. It was heated, low-key. We kind of got into it. Our opinions differing on the Cleveland Browns' new stadium.
Nope. You already know where I stand, brother.
I know where
posted
you
the video.
stand.
I posted the video on TikTok. Chat saw it. They already know
I
what's
know.
popping. Yeah, I mean, come on now. It's got to be the most gorgeous thing you've ever seen in your fucking life, man. I mean, they basically said although we know a lot of you want it in Cleveland because it's in Cleveland, we don't actually care, and it's gonna simply just be in Brook Park, and it's gonna be beautiful, and it's gonna be. They're basically saying it's gonna be so worth it that you're not gonna be mad that it's
We
not in
moved the
Cleveland.
stadium. Dude, I guarantee you, and I've already like I love the stadium and the lake. And again, I was just up there for SummerSlam, been to many Browns games, going to one next weekend. You know, it's a great stadium and all, and it's great being on the lake there. But the lake, other than its like being on the lake, other than its view of the stadium on the
Is
lake,
awful.
doesn't do
It's
anything for
fucking
us.
terrible.
It doesn't do anything
It
for us.
gives you terrible weather and lake effect snow.
I was gonna say, don't tell me it gives you an advantage in the playoffs. First of all, haven't been in the playoffs in a long time, so it doesn't matter.
If we
Second
move
of all,
stadiums, we may never play a home fucking playoff game at the stadium ever once, not one time.
do you know how crazy that would be?
That would be the greatest. It would be funny if we did it just for us to like go to the playoffs and have a home field advantage in the first year at the new stadium.
Yeah, first year we
And
go
then
to
it's
new
just like boom, reborn traditions. But
dude, I'm telling you, everybody's like people will bury their memories with that stadium of what the Browns were playing on the lake. They will say the Browns are no longer the mistake on the lake. They are reborn, and
they will die with that stadium, and the legacy behind that stadium will die as being the mistake on the lake, because no matter how you look at it, if you take a peek at the records that we had in between the first year and the last year of that stadium, it would probably make people sick. Like, honestly, it would probably make people throw up, especially the last 15 of those years, because heaven forbid you take a fucking peek at those. Because other than the last like 3 to 4, it has been a long list of absolute dog shit. So
terrible.
yeah, I mean, listen, it's the Browns have 3 years on their lease, right? It's
3 more years. 3 more years.
3
28,
years on their lease. That means
25,
that they have
26, 27, 28.
that means that they have to start building 4
more seasons. They have 3 to 4 more seasons at the old stadium.
Yeah, and you assume that like this isn't a thing. This is not a thing that we're just like, oh, like this could be happening and stuff. Like if this is happening, it's happening very soon, because they have to build it. Like, you know, it looks great, and that 3D model probably took them a month. Plus, that probably took them over a year to make.
And also,
they have to build the fucking thing now, guys.
I want you to remember, like, I think a lot of people like kind of think like, oh, well, they just go in, level the ground, and then they just build. No. They dig down.
No, you have to build a base of the stadium, because this thing it has to be sturdy. It has to be in the ground. You can't just place it on top of the earth.
You can't just build it on top of the ground. No, they're digging deep in the earth. This stadium is going to be deep, but then it's not going to be super tall. Obviously, it'll be
the prettiest stadium.
It's going to be gorgeous. But that's what I'm saying. Most of the stadium, obviously, you see when you're looking at the pictures, and you can see, the stadium with the big Cleveland Browns sign. You see the roof and stuff. That's all obviously above ground, but there's going to be like another half of the stadium that goes downward. You walk in, and your first thing is, like, when you walk in that stadium, you're going to see the field down there, not look out that way.
If you guys want a more visual representation of what he's looking at, go to the Raiders YouTube page, and they have an entire series dedicated on them building their Vegas stadium, and the first 3 episodes are literally them just building in the ground. It's actually way once they're done, once they are building above ground level, that's actually more of the easier part of what they do.
Right.
Like that's where they speed up the process is
Oh
when they
yeah.
start getting to that point. Like
Yep.
by time they're at ground level, they're like, "Oh shit, we're good now. Like we're here." But that yeah,
They
this it's
they
going to be fucking gorgeous, guys.
they are totally going to transform that area of land into something that no one's ever seen in their entire life.
if I mean, I will
No,
probably
no kidding. No
I'm
kidding.
not going to lie to you. I'll probably get season tickets.
Logan said the same thing. He was like, honestly, might have to get season tickets in the new stadium. I was like, that's
Like
not a bad idea.
I might like just because yeah. I mean, I don't it's going to be so nice. It's going to set up so much opportunity. We're
So much.
Cleveland's actually going to host a fucking Super Bowl. The weird thing about it is though is that you're not in the fucking city. So it's like when you do the Super Bowl and stuff, it's weird.
Not really. I mean, I get it, but not necessarily. I mean,
No,
dude,
because Brook Park, because all right, I think Brook Park's gonna have a lot to do with like they're gonna build a good little city infrastructure
oh yeah,
around it to make it look. And you saw the building; they looked like they had an entire little village.
dude, it looked and not even like a village, like a
It
fucking
no, that's what
giant
yeah.
village.
It looks like they're prepared to have a little city. Like Brown City is gonna be a thing. It looked like there was hotels and
Yep.
things,
Have you seen
bars and stuff.
have you seen Canton's Hall of Fame Stadium and the
Yeah,
village around that?
yeah,
Like
yeah,
not so much the stadium, but like the surrounding area of that. That's what they're going to be doing around that stadium. They're just going to be building outward and outward and outward. Obviously, the airport's right there, but dude, even the RTA system that runs from the airport, stops in Brook Park,
yeah,
takes you all the way downtown.
yeah,
Dude, they are going to totally redo all of that. Make like all new rails, all new like different stops. They're gonna have like a loop that goes all the way around there, so that like you don't have to go like from one end to the other. Like it takes you all the way around. You can just
yeah.
hop
And
on.
you're gonna get less traffic and better built roadways to get in and out, and a way better parking lot system that's gonna be way better for tailgating. I mean,
Oh, it's gonna
it's
be
just
insane
yeah,
for
tailgating's going to be insane because you're going to have so many different ways to tailgate because you're literally going to have bars that are like built into the stadium basically, so close into the stadium that you're going to be able to just go into these restaurants and bars and people are going to be in there and watching the game, or people are going to be in the game, and who knows how many fucking seats this shit's gonna hold. I mean, it looks like it holds a lot of goddamn people. And
Oh yeah.
it looks like they're ready to do everything. It looks like they're ready to host events. They want to
Mhm.
host, it looks like March Madness. It looks like they want to host like everything.
They want to do. They even want to do like I said, SummerSlam. They might even bring a WrestleMania to Cleveland. Could you imagine
No,
that?
I think, and listen, I think that they're also trying to set themselves up to get a spot in the Olympics.
To wouldn't
The
that be
not like
insane?
the FIFA World Cup,
World Cup?
because they still yeah, yeah. I mean, they're trying to do a lot. They want to do a lot of stuff. The Browns, the I think the Browns were kind of fed up with being always having the stigma of being bad, plus like our stadium also not being the best, and like all this other shit where it's like that's not us. That's not who we want to be. No one wants to be known as the shitty, like let Cincinnati do that. Let Cincy do that. Don't
They
like
would.
why are
They
we right? Like why are
They're gonna
we
say they're gonna say we want to build a stadium.
Oh, they're never getting a stadium. No, let's make that very clear. Cincinnati
If
will.
anything, they're gonna move them across the river and take them to Kentucky.
Yeah, they have a better chance being the Louisville Bengals, and they have a better chance of getting a dome if they're the Louisville Bengals than they do
I,
being Cincy.
Honest.
Cincy might be booming, but they still refuse to pay anybody. And
Since
until
he's
they
not
get
booming.
yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. There's a lot more people moving down there for sure. It's getting a lot nicer.
Boo.
I listen. Shh.
Boo. You heard me.
Didn't say anything about the Bengals. The Bengals fucking suck.
Well, I didn't even get to the Bengals. I'm just talking about that city.
But I'm telling you, listen, we're gonna be the Brook Park Browns.
Brook-
Yo, that shit sounds fire. The Brook Park Browns.
Not gonna be the Brook Park Browns.
the
or the
Brook
Cleveland
Park
Browns.
Browns, baby.
Or
Woo!
Cleveland Browns.
Chat, pipe it up. Dom's pissed.
Um,
He wants.
I'm pissed. Anyways, that new stadium, dude, is gonna be really sick. And like, I kind of like the look of it being not like any other stadium. Obviously, it's much newer, but like, it just looks so
It's
like
so
if that's how they build it, bro, it just looks so unique.
cool. It looks awesome,
Yeah.
dude. It looks. It looks beyond. I'm excited to see. I'm excited to drive down the highway and look at it and be like, shit.
My glorious palace.
Like that is there. It
Deshaun-
is. It's Deshaun's house. Green.
Deshaun,
Too bad.
his
Too bad
glorious palace.
his ass might be retired by the time the stadium's built.
No way. He's gonna be winning Super Bowls. He's gonna win us a Super Bowl in our last season at Cleveland Brown Stadium.
He's gonna win us a Super Bowl this year. Pipe it up, motherfuckers. Let's go in. It's time to win us a fucking Super Bowl. I'm sick of this. You know, Deshaun Watson was too busy, you know.
MVP.
We don't worry about how he was touching women. You know, I just care about how he's touching that football. I care about how he's fucking stroking that football and throwing that motherfucker. No Diddy. All right, guys? Like, this is some real talk. We got real ambitions this year. We're going to the fucking Super Bowl. And when we go and when we win the Super Bowl, I'm getting a fucking tattoo on my left ass cheek that says Super Bowl champions.
Damn, dude. Why are you going off like that?
Because I'm fucking sick of it, you know? I get into
My grandma's
arguments.
watching, bruh.
Hi, Grandma.
No, I don't know. I don't know if she is. She might be. Hi, Grandma, if you are
Grandma,
watching.
if you're watching this, we love you, by the way. You're
We do.
our number one fan. We're your number one fan.
How many people are in this?
Not that many, like 102.
Oh, okay.
Something light.
Something like. Well, besides the stadium, I mean, that's pretty much all I mean, I could go on more about that, but I'd really, I mean, I don't know, dude. I wish there were more people here so that we could hear more, and people were saying stuff so we could ask them what they think.
Too bad no Chubb week one. Sad face. Actually, as you said that.
So, no Chubb week one. I mean, honestly, I mean, I don't really think we. I mean, we really shouldn't rush him back. Obviously, we should give him all the time that he needs. But I mean, if he legitimately is like ready to go and he's healthy week one, which I don't think he's gonna be. I mean, that's about a month away now, under a month, like however many days, 29, 30 days.
Yeah, we're getting closer and closer, brother.
You know, I would hate to rush him back. I don't think he's going to play week one, but if for some reason he was healthy and he was like, throw me out there, I'm ready to play. I mean, you're not going to say, nah. I mean, I don't know. You need Chubb this year. No, regardless of
yeah.
whatever, you need Chubb this year.
I would rather get Nick Chubb in week 3 if that means I keep him for the full season than get him
100%.
back week 1 and have to deal with
100%. There's no doubt about that. No doubt.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, it's injuries this year and keeping people healthy is priority number 1. It should be priority number 1 because it's our biggest downfall every year. So, and that's really what winning the Super Bowl just comes down to, staying healthy. That's such a big part of it that. If you want to win a Super Bowl, like having a team that can stay healthy throughout the whole season, especially a quarterback, like, and a running back, like, yeah. So, health is number 1 this year. If Nick Chubb has to sit out for a week or two to make sure that he's 100%, I'm cool with it.
Sorry, my mic went off.
I was about to
Projected.
say, can I don't know if I can hear him, chat.
No, that was my bad. Projected starter then Jerome Ford, I would imagine.
Well, it's not gonna be Donta Foreman, that's for fucking sure.
No.
I mean, it could be Moss. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, probably back to Jerome Ford.
Um. Well, in that case, then we better hope that Amari Cooper is ready to roll, and David Njoku obviously has a huge role this season, of course, as well. He's going to be the main focal point of that offense alongside Amari Cooper and Jerry Jeudy. Besides that, defensively, um, Zadarius Smith still injured, dealing with some. I think it was a calf strain or something like that. I don't remember what he did, or maybe he hurt his knee. You don't remember? You didn't see anything about that?
No, I don't like to look at the injury reports because it hurts
No.
my soul.
Well, I will say though, the Browns unfortunately lost Luke Whippler, center, broke his ankle,
I did
so
see
he'll
that.
be out for a little bit. But they went out and they traded back for Nick
Yeah,
Harris, the bowling
yeah,
ball.
yeah. Nick Harris, I did see that.
You put him
Good,
back at fullback.
good news. Good news. We love that.
Huge news. Huge. Dude, he was a tank last year for us.
He was.
He
He
was
was
a tank.
massive. He was massive for the program.
So, Nick Harris back in, possibly playing fullback. Imagine that on the goal line. I mean, you don't necessarily even need to put him in there if you got Chubb on the field, but that's like an automatic touchdown if you have Nick Harris on the field and Chubb
Oh
behind him.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Shit's insane.
Yeah.
So, besides that, what else would you want to talk about today?
I mean, yeah. That you just kind of. Yeah, I think we really talked about everything. I'm trying
Watson's been on track and he's
Yeah,
looking like he can play.
Watson
Obviously, week 1.
Watson
I don't
looks
think there's
good.
any doubt.
We should be fine with that.
You know what I do want to mention? Did you see that pregame speech by Jameis Winston? That energy right there. Any other backup, PJ Walker, DTR, any of those guys, they go, all right, guys, let's go out there. Let's win. Let's play for each other. Let's have a good game. All right, break. He comes in there and goes, dude, he's throwing the W's up. He's eating W's, and he's preaching to those guys, and they're like believing him. They're led by Jameis Winston, and
Oh
when
yeah,
he's gonna be preaching about Deshaun, and Deshaun's gonna be getting all hyped up, and Watson's like, "Let's go, boys, let's fucking go." Do not expect the same offense from last year. This is going to be scary.
no, 100%, man. That's
It's scary.
it's. I'm excited. I think everybody's excited. Browns fans are excited. It's gonna be great, man. I'm excited. I just wanted to come already. I'm glad preseason's here because it's like a little taste. It gives you a little taste in your mouth of the full season, of the regular season.
Okay.
Yeah, it gives you a little fucking preemptive oomph.
It says, "Don't worry, guys. You've been waiting a long time, but we'll give you a little bit of something to."
Yeah, it's a little it's just a little bit of that little bit of sugar to until you get the real thing.
Yep, I totally agree.
Oh man.
Yeah, it'll be exciting though. Browns football. I will be at the game hopefully this weekend if Mr. JJ follows through.
Mr. JJ. Yes,
Mr. JJ.
Mr. JJ Dempsey. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So we'll see. We'll see.
That would be fun. That's good. That'd be exciting, man. You gotta live
Let's get to
these.
see AJ McCarthy.
Yeah, yeah. That bum. That scrub.
That bum. I totally agree.
Yeah, but all right, man. I don't really got much else to chat
No.
about on the
No?
Cleveland Forte. Honestly,
Wow.
the guards are the Guards are in it to win it still. I mean, it's you lose 7 in a row and you barely move.
They are in it.
so you're fine. You're okay as a Guardians fan right now. You're hoping to see some improvement this week, but the next show we'll get the scoop on the Cubs series. So
Oh yeah.
hopefully we're in good spirits and not mad, because I feel like the show I'm just sick, low energy, and mad at Cleveland, the Guardians specifically.
Wednesday will be another 8:00, 8:30 start time.
Yeah, we're the late show guys. Get used to it. So
Unless you want to record earlier.
I mean, we could do whatever. To be honest with you,
Whatever.
I'm definitely gonna start doing some MLB the Show streams and some.
Yeah, dude, we were gonna do that. We got to do that.
We got to do it for sure. I'm definitely gonna start streaming some gameplay for the viewers, talking some sports and just playing. And if any of y'all want the smoke, I give out the smoke 24/7.
The smoke.
The smoke. But we love you guys. We appreciate you guys.
As always.
As always, it's been your boys at the Daily Dose Show. We are ready to get into the week, attack the week strong.
You sound like you're about to fall asleep.
Yeah, dude, I'm dying, man. It's just like my nose. I can't breathe right now, chat. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm just trying to blow my nose, but.
I get it, man.
We love you guys. We appreciate you guys. Thank you for sticking through for another episode of the Daily Dose Show. And yeah, I will post if I go live playing some NCAA or some MLB The Show or whatever. Yeah, whatever, chat. We'll get live. We'll get active. So don't forget, show Wednesday, 8:30. We assume probably 8:30 sounds like a great time. So. We love you guys. We appreciate you guys. And see you guys on Wednesday.